Hey y'all, it's Elizabeth Weimiller, and as I mentioned in my newsletter, if you receive my newsletter, if you don't, I've posted a link below so you can. But we have big movement coming up May 1st. Jupiter will be transiting into sidereal Taurus. It has currently been in Aries since April of last year, mid-April of last year, give or take a couple days. So May 1st, it's going to be transiting into Taurus. For those that have never watched before, I do use the sidereal system for calculations. So yes, Jupiter is entering Taurus in the sidereal calculation system. It will enter May 1st of this year, 2024, and it will stay in Taurus until May 15th of 2025. So what I want to share is kind of what we can expect from this transit, what kind of insights we can see, as well as the high level insights for all 12 of these zodiac signs. So let's just jump on in. Let's see what we're going to be in for this next year. When we're looking at transits, one of the great thing about the outer planets, or not the outer planets, the bigger planets, so Jupiter, Saturn, and then, you know, in Vedic astrology, which is what I practice, it's complex, but Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto do have significance, but they sit so long in signs, we see it over longer periods. It's more generational. So Jupiter and Saturn, they do take longer. They sit in signs longer. So unlike Mars, Venus, Mercury, they're not moving through the signs as quickly. So where they sit for a year, in Jupiter's case, it sits in a sign about every year. So it'll again transit into a new sign May 15th of 2025. And it's been in Aries for the past year up until this point. So we get that cycle of every 12 years, Jupiter's going around the zodiac. With that being said, and I know that was probably a little convoluted, but hang with me. It is Mercury retrograde right now as well. But the last time Jupiter transited in Taurus was May 17th of 2012 to May 30th of 2013. So if you have been on this planet long enough, look back to that period, see what was happening, what type of things were going on. That's really going to give some insight into what you personally can expect over this next 12 months with Jupiter's transit of sidereal Taurus. When we look at that, it is great to be able to look back in hindsight and see the last time Jupiter was in a sign and kind of what it brought to us, because we each have our own personal birth portraits, and those give insights into what we uniquely see. We don't all see the same thing. So keep that in mind as we go through this as well. One of the things that we are going to be looking at is the fact that when Jupiter enters into Taurus, transits into Taurus, Taurus is it's an earth sign, so it's got that very earthy nature. It's going to keep Jupiter's expansive and auspicious energy firmly grounded, which is really going to bring and build this kind of solid foundation to the energies over the next year. This is going to give that ability to kind of manifest your true desires and goals in the area where this is occurring. So whatever house Taurus rules for you, for example, if you are a Virgo ascendant or a Virgo moon, this is going to be in your ninth house. So it's going to be focused on the areas where it's transiting. If you're, for example, a Sagittarius ascendant or Sagittarius moon, it is going to be in your sixth house. So each sign is going to have those different energies. And then obviously there's the energy that'll be going on globally based on different charts of different countries. But we're going to kind of focus high level on everything in general. So this energy is going to be very, it's going to ground it. Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus. This does bring that need to watch excess. It brings that need to watch not becoming self-indulgent in your behaviors. This includes that sugar intake. It includes your intake of anything in excess, whether it's alcohol, sugar, processed foods, just don't go into excess or self-indulgence. When we have this transit, you may find that you begin to really crave stability in the matters related to the house that Jupiter is transiting through. And that's okay. Just no, you're going to crave that stability. You know, you may find that you become more practical in those matters related to that house as well. One of the key impacts during Jupiter's transit of Taurus will come from transiting Saturn, which will be squaring Jupiter. So when we view this, what we say is it's in a 4-10 relationship. So if we count from where Saturn is transiting to where Jupiter will be in Taurus, that's 4 houses. And then if we count from Jupiter to Saturn, that is 10 houses. So a square relationship is huge for indicating change. Just know squares are change agents in terms of like what they bring. Kind of be open to that change in that area of what Taurus, what house Taurus rules for you. It's probably not going to look the same by the time you get to May 15th of 2025, excuse me, 2025, the year next year, once Jupiter gets ready to exit into a new sign. With this energy, it's going to be really important with this square energy to keep your goals realistic and keep them grounded. So while, you know, you can have big dreams, kind of take those and like bring them back into like smaller bite-sized pieces of goals. I think that'll help a ton. Take the time, really sit down, focus on those practical steps needed to achieve the goals you set, and that'll really help you better access this transit. The connection between Jupiter and Saturn is definitely going to bring potential changes in the economy. Jupiter and Saturn are the 2 planets that rule the economy. Unfortunately, it is going to bring the potential for deficit spending and inflation to continue. So if you thought inflation would go away, unfortunately, we're not there yet. I also want inflation to go away, and it's with us for a while. So just plan for that. Look at your budgets. Just know things are likely going to get more expensive before they get cheaper. And that's just what we're facing right now. One of the things with Jupiter and Saturn, where they are transiting right now, this will be in effect from May 1st of 2024 to March 29th of 2025. Both Jupiter and Saturn are sending their energy to the sign of Scorpio. So whatever house Scorpio rules in your chart, so if we go back to the examples earlier, you know, for Virgo, it'll be the 3rd house. For Sagittarius, it'll be the 12th house. This house becomes a powerful point of manifestation because anytime Jupiter and Saturn send their energy to the same house or in the same house, that house becomes this powerful manifestation point because Jupiter brings that good luck, that optimism, that just kind of like opportunities. And Saturn brings that ability to work hard and focus and get down and dirty and bring that dream to reality. So take advantage of that and don't let it pass you by. This is going to be a really powerful energy. It's going to be most powerful when Jupiter is transiting direct and when Saturn is transiting direct. But it is also there while both planets are retrograde. So keep that in mind because that will be important. And again, it's a powerful point of manifestation. So I always say, why would you want to work against the planetary energies when we can use the planetary energies in our favor? That's really all we're doing. We're working with the energies to help us. We're not trying to go against the flow. While it works for salmon, and it does work for some people to go against the flow, you know, most people don't have that ability to go against the flow and have it be successful. So just know whatever area Scorpio rules in your chart is going to become a powerful point of manifestation for you this year. Uranus, it depends on how you pronounce it. Different ways, different people have different viewpoints, but Uranus will be transiting into Taurus as well this year in the sidereal system. And so it will be with Jupiter again, transiting and giving that energy and tight connection as it gets close to entering. But from June 1st, 2024 to December 13th of 2024, and then again, that energy will be from March 18th, 2025 until Jupiter exits Taurus on May 15th of 2025. Remember, this is all about expecting the unexpected. Just get comfortable with not knowing what could happen, get comfortable with surprises occurring. Sometimes they can be very positive surprises. Not every surprise is a bad surprise, and not everything unexpected is bad. But just know, expect the unexpected. But there could also be, disruptions during this time that are going to push you out of your comfort zone. So also get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's really going to be important because that's all that life's about is change. And yeah, so just go with the flow. Know you have this ability to manifest, and enjoy it. Last thing we're going to talk about is Jupiter and its retrograde. It will be retrograde from October 8th of 2024 until February 4th of 2025. So the house that Taurus, again, the key is what house does Taurus rule in your chart? If you haven't done a chart, I will put the link below to do a natal consultation with me. If you've done one before and you want more details, you can sign up for a yearly update to get more insight on everything else going on. But there are also a bunch of free sites out there where you can enter your information and get your chart outputted in the sidereal system. So just know they're out there. You can find them. I have seen a couple. I'm not going to name any names, but there's a bunch out there. Very easy to find if you Google. However, back to Jupiter retrograde. The house that Taurus rules in your chart will once again be the focus for Jupiter retrograde's energy. There's going to be an area where you'll have the ability to gain new insights and new perspectives. It could spark kind of a desire to go within and on this inner journey that takes you down a path of self-realization as it relates to that house and the matters within that house. During Jupiter retrograde, don't recommend it as a time to get married. Also, do not recommend beginning a new business during that time or moving into a new residence. However, if the three of those things are unavoidable during Jupiter retrograde, and sometimes life happens and they are unavoidable, there are ways you can kind of offset it and make sure that you get the best date to kind of work with the energies, even with that Jupiter retrograde. So also, that same link below will give insight via your birth portrait to look at dates like that. Now, what I always say is when we're looking at the 12 zodiac signs, look at your ascendant and your moon sign, because the moon is our mind and it's going to give us insight. The moon sign gives more of like what you're thinking and feeling through transits, less what the outside world is seeing, versus the ascendant is going to give kind of more that materialistic, more of what the external world is seeing of you during that transit and what they see is happening for you. So look at both. That's going to give you a nice flavor, nice insights. I have seen the moon transits be very powerful. So I very much recommend looking at both your moon and your ascendant. So for Aries, this is a time of financial gain for you. Opportunities can arise to acquire more income and expand your business, just not during Jupiter retrograde. Potentially, it may slow down, just know that. But your voice is important this next year, so speak your truth. There could be opportunities to speak or give lectures, study new subjects. For you, teaching can be well received during this time, and this is really an excellent year to take control of your diet and work on your speech. Be cautious with your money in the sense of not overspending or, not overspending on anything unnecessary or extravagant in terms of things coming into your life. Keep to that budget, set a budget if you don't have one. Let's start with that. Those practical steps, let's set a budget and stick to it. And then be sure that you stay true to your word and don't make promises you can't keep. Taurus, this can be a time of optimism with a feeling of overall comfort for you. Your confidence will be on the upswing, and this is a time to prepare for new opportunities. You really have this chance to move up in the world and allow yourself to grow in wisdom. One of the things for you, it's going to be important to be cautious of not becoming too optimistic that you miss red flags or that you neglect your responsibilities. For you, it's making sure that you act sooner rather than later, or the opportunity could pass you by. So don't think through opportunities, but don't overthink them to the point of missing the opportunities. Jupiter is very empowered in the first house and does indicate a time of new beginnings and new projects. And the other really key thing with Jupiter transiting your first house is be sure to maintain a healthy diet and exercise, as this can be a time of a weight gain for you. Remember, Jupiter is very expansive and the first house rules your physical body. So put the two together and it is a time where you just need to be more cautious and really watch that. Gemini, this is a year that will be about endings and closure for you. It could be an end to your career. It could be, as in retirement, or it could be the closure of, old emotions or beliefs that are no longer serving your highest and greatest good. I will also say it could be an ending to the career as you know it. Like maybe you get, put into a completely new position or something like that. So just be open to going with the flow, take each opportunity as it comes to you for what it is and find the positives in it. But anyways, finding closure to old emotions or beliefs that are no longer serving your highest and greatest good is definitely something that can happen during this time. And I highly recommend taking advantage of the energy while it's here working in your favor, or it's going to be another 12 years until you can do it again. This is not a time to begin a new business, Gemini. And for you, you may find that memories from the past give you the gift of self-discovery and really help you heal unresolved wounds. For you, this is really a year to prepare for a brand new beginning in the following year. So, once you hit March 15th of 2025, that's when you're going to start that new beginning. For you, Gemini, it's really important to remember the saying, when one door closes, another door opens. It's going to be really beneficial for you to spend quiet time with yourself and truly contemplate and refresh. Cancer, you should find that your cash flow is better over the next year. It's an excellent time to do things that will expand your mind, spirituality, and consciousness. You could see great gains from your career or large lump sums of money come in. This will only come from hard work, effort, and your talents. So you can't just sit on the couch eating bonbons and be like, oh, look, large lump sum money. No, it's not going to work like that. You need the hard work. You should find you're getting more opportunities for expansion during this year. This is not for you a time to loan any money to friends and family unless you're in no hurry to get it back. If you recognize it's a gift and you won't ever see it again, more power to you. But just know if you're doing it as a loan, you're not likely to get it back at all. Be sure to pay attention to your budget this year, as there could be some overindulging or not paying enough attention to your finances. So really keep an eye on those. Keep an eye on your budget. Just keep that in mind. Leo, put yourself out there and get others to take interest in you. This is a period when you can see career success. It may be in the form of promotions, recognition, advancement, or even just congratulations from your bosses on the work you've been doing. If you are an entrepreneur, this year will see the expansion of your business and prosperity. Get out and network to help build your reputation. However, be sure to keep up with your responsibilities so that your reputation doesn't take a turn in the wrong direction. So it's going to be very important that you keep your word. If you say you're going to do a speech or a talk at a conference, don't back out. Do it, because otherwise people won't want you to do that anymore. Be sure to keep yourself busy and avoid the doldrums, as this can be a hindrance to you if you get too bored. So don't let yourself get bored. Virgo, you are in for a lucky year. This is one of Jupiter's best transits for you. You're going to find that you have more fortune and spiritual knowledge. You will find that travel will be more enjoyable for you. It can be a good time to ask for the raise you have wanted or to work on expanding your fortunes. However, it's going to be very important not to get lazy or overspend out of optimism. So set a budget, stick to the budget. If you have excess money, look at the budget and see things then, but just don't overspend out of optimism of money coming in. Looking at the spiritual side of things can bring you an inner confidence, leading you on a positive track. So trust in the universe and trust that if you show up and you put in the hard work, things will work really well for you over this next year. Libra, over the next year, be sure to work on those things that give you the most support. Using common sense will help you accomplish that checklist that you've put together. If you haven't put one together, guess what? Put a checklist together. You could have a monetary windfall that could come from an inheritance, from marriage, insurance, divorce, or property. Again, Depends on other transits going on and other things in your life, but there is that potential with this transit because Jupiter does bring opportunities. During this time, it's going to be really beneficial for you to build up your spiritual reserves, expand your health, make sure you're getting the nutrients and exercise your body needs to stay happy and healthy, and be sure to stick to your budget this year. Remember, this is the sign of excess because Venus rules Taurus. So that Jupiter energy is going to expand it even more. This is not a great time to make big commitments, so take this year and see what happens, Libra. Scorpio, this is a good year to form new partnerships, whether it be business or marriage potentially, except during retrograde. Don't do it during retrograde. That October to February timeframe, just don't do it then. But be sure you are keeping your commitments with your partner. Relationships will blossom and you will find agreements and expectations are met. Growth at work and in your career are able to be more successful by learning more about your business. So gain that knowledge, dig deeper. You can find that some travel for work is good, and it can be good if possible for your partner to join you on these trips. Remember, during this period for you, diplomacy is going to be your best friend. It will win. So hear others out and work to understand things from their perspective. Remember to show others your gratitude. Sagittarius, if you thought you were in for a slow year, well, I have news for you. You're not. It's not going to be a slow year. So just get comfortable not being slow. Jupiter is transiting your house of work and will produce more opportunities and work as it moves through the house. You will find you get more support from coworkers or employees, and that a good work environment can bring success. It can be a good time to apply for a job or hire new employees. One of the things for you to be focused on, given how quickly you're going to be moving this year, it's going to be really important to be sure to eat healthy and get out and exercise to achieve your health goals. So make that time for yourself, because if you don't, it's not going to be good. If you have been considering adding a new furry family member, now can be a great time to bring them home. It's also a really good time to repair any broken personal or business relationships, or at least mend and put them in the past so that energy can move on. Capricorn, this is a year when you can find new ideas, will swoop in and help expand your life or your business. Get out and discover new things. Go to the theater or movies or sporting events or whatever else is out there to really help relieve some of that stress. You could find that there may be a new birth in the family, or that your children could get awards or have other accomplishments if you have children. Obviously, if you don't, that doesn't apply to you. So make sure that, romance is a part of your year, whether you're bringing back romance in your marriage or you're just starting a new relationship. There is potential for you, Capricorn, to have opportunities to date over the next year. It is important to think through your decisions during this time, looking at and weighing the pros and cons, doing your research and your due diligence. You will find that doors open that introduce you to new people and places this year. So enjoy it, embrace that energy. Aquarius, now is the year to really upgrade your skills, start a new training, or enter a degree program. This year could see you buying a new home or a new car, or you may just be, drawn to making your current home more comfortable. And that's also okay. Be sure if you have any issues with your home that you don't delay in fixing them, because if you do, they could become much larger than what you wanted to deal with in the first place. Another key for you, Aquarius, is be sure you don't dwell on negative emotions and that you really spend time building relationships with your family. Make sure you're celebrating birthdays and holidays, bringing that fun and gratification. It'll just bring a good feeling to you. You may find, you will find that insurance will give your home and car the protection it needs this year. So if you were thinking about canceling an insurance policy for any reason, not the year to do it. Just don't do it. You'll thank me later, I promise. Pisces, your ability to reach people this next year will be at new levels. Communication is the key for you for this next year. You will find that travel for both work and pleasure will help unlock new information, expanding your level of expertise. For you, creativity is really going to be at a peak, and that curiosity will create a fresh outlook for you. If there are any classes that you have desired or wanted to take, this is a really great time to expand your knowledge as well as to learn by observing others or interacting with others or talking with others. Be open to any opportunities with mass communication, including, obviously we all use the internet, but be open to those, or television or radio or whatever else may come to the forefront in this next year. Take time and really allow your creative side to shine, whether it be through writing, acting, speaking, dancing. It can be dancing in your kitchen, dancing in the shower, singing in the shower. Well, don't dance in the shower. That could lead to issues. But sing in the shower. You can sing in the shower. Or even playing an instrument. You're going to find that your communication skills are truly sharper now, but be sure to double check your writing to make sure nothing gets funky in that writing, especially during the retrograde periods. If you want to know the true impact of what's going on in your chart, the best way to do that is to book your unique birth blueprint natal consultation. I will put the link below this video. And if you are interested in getting the free newsletter where they kind of get more information and more details, plus they get it in writing, go ahead and sign up below. I'll put the link to sign up below. It's free. I truly send only once a month unless I have something special, like a big planet moving. And that only happens usually about once a year, twice a year, depending on where the planets are and what's going on. And twice a year because of the nodes. But just know I don't spam. It's not my thing. I hate getting too many emails. So I understand we're all busy and we don't all want 1,000 emails a day. So anyways, that is what we can kind of expect in Jupiter and Taurus. And I hope everybody has just a wonderful experience with it. It is, the power of manifestation is real. So if you think negative, you're going to get negative. If you think positive, you're more likely to get positive. Or if you see the positive in the negative, that's even better when it happens, because life happens. So until next time, Jupiter will be again in Taurus from May 1st, 2024 until May 15th of 2025. And come back in a year for Jupiter in Gemini. Until then, I will see y'all later.